Taking a note from the Final Fantasy naming convention, this is the second Final Zone. You're watching the PC Engine version that came out in 1990. I played the Japanese version, but this did come out in America, and it was just one of many games whose cover art translated poorly. Anyway, this being a disc-based game and all, we're treated to some high-quality music, and some cutscenes with voice acting in the year 1990, the same year that the Super Famicom came out, although there are noticeable pauses as the drive strains to read the disc. I'll cut it some slack though, the PC Engine CD was the first disc system to use optical media. Making a game with cutscenes and audio like this was something that nobody had really done before. The English dub is absolutely something you need to watch if you believe that something can be so bad that it comes around to being good. Playing the game feels like a shoot 'em up. Instead of constantly moving forward, you're a foot soldier on the ground. There is a helicopter level that is really exciting but really hard. Your bullets have a weirdly limited range, which feels out of place in this future of lasers and arm-mounted bazookas. Your effective range is just so slightly longer than most of your enemy's attacks, so you can park directly in front of an adversary and ping them to death. You're locked into firing along predetermined axes of fire, so enemies will often be annoyingly just to the side of your stream of bullets. Sometimes I felt like I was firing everywhere my target wasn't, and that's a habit you have to discard in order to progress forward. Each character has their own special attack. Bowie's missile launcher leaves a ball of flame for half a second that damages whoever touches it. This includes you too, as I found out when I first started playing. Your enemies often have missile launchers as well, and they're really annoying to maneuver around. Hannah's laser has a long range and will pierce pretty much anything in its path, while the helicopter's bombs will obliterate an entire battleship. I'd like to show you the other characters in this game, but it is hard. I fully understand and sometimes even appreciate how unforgiving old games can be, but in the case of Final Zone 2, it can be pretty exasperating. When you die, you're sent back to the beginning of the level. So playing through it for a few hours doesn't feel like a straight line. Rather, you're playing the same level over and over again until you memorize enemy deployments, health drops, and boss patterns. Then you'll progress to the next level and do it all over again. No checkpoints, no saving, no anything. You restart the game, you're back to level 1. The story wasn't enough to overcome the simple repetition. It was 1990, arcade-style design patterns were common, and even though this game came out for a home console, it didn't bring any new ideas with it. I don't think poorly of Final Zone 2. It's a game shackled by design limitations that is something fun to play, if only for a little bit. Thanks for watching, and mahalo.